Do you feel the vibes?
Welcome back, everybody, to NHL 17 Carolina Hurricanes GM Mode Commentary. Episode 8? I think it's episode 8. I think so. Yes, episode 8. Season 2, episode 8, Carolina Hurricanes. Season 1, we've done a lot of stuff getting ready for Season 2, so if you didn't watch those videos, make sure you go and watch those videos right now. This is going to be the first of the series of videos that will be it will be on a video format, so I'm going to cut out the things that are not really needed to be added, and I'm going to make the video a little bit easier for you guys to watch. The rest were just live streams, so you might have to skip around a little bit because I really wasn't able to cut any portion out that you weren't able to see. So maybe some of the trades that I ended up going through, it took a little bit of time to get one trade to go through, so I ended up having to do that. But if I can get that to go, I'll be able to give you guys a lot easier content for you guys to watch. So where we left off, Season 2, we are at the trade deadline. 62 out of 82 games. We have 20 games left. I remember we were in the hardest part of the season where we're 8 points behind the wild card spot. Those little symbols you see there above New York Rangers and New York Islanders right here, that means currently right now they have the 2 wild card positions in the division. There's only 2 in the division. Or not division, in the conference. There's only 2 in the conference, 1 for each division, and both the teams in this division have it. So if we are able to get to that, we could possibly make a playoff run. But on the other hand, we are 21st, 23rd, somewhere in there overall. So if we end up losing everything, we might end up getting a possible another draft pick. So either way, it's gonna, we are just in a really bad spot right here. Either way, we either do well or we do bad. We can make the playoffs and do a lot better further on, or we don't. So I made a few adjustments that you didn't see in the last video. Let's go over to show you the lines here. So what I did was I ended up, Zykov did not grow at all. He's only 22 years old. Stepniak still hasn't gone down at 35 years of age, and I thought there was going to be some sort of switch off here, but it didn't end up happening. So I decided to bring Stepniak up to the 3rd line and drop down Valentin Zykov to the 4th line, because he is only 22 years of age, and we could definitely use the experience helping out the 3rd line here. Bickle stays the same about the whole time. Defense, I ended up bringing up the low elite player from the AHL and dropped down the other guy. I can't remember. He was a 78. Now I finally got Hayden Fleury up to a 79. So 2 79s. Carrick wasn't doing too well on the stats, so hopefully that will turn it around if we end up going for the other way. And then we've got Russell Hamilton. I could actually do, to make sure that these guys do good, I can bring up Slavin to the 1st line and bring down Russell, because Slavin still has chance to grow, so Hamilton can help him grow, and then I can have Russell down here helping out Pesce. So doing that, and Korpisalo also grew a point, so he's still growing and he's still going to get better. So multiple seasons to come, we're going to have some really good seasons after this, because he's doing really well so far. So I feel like with those changes, like it's not going to be big changes, but I feel like, oh, and Tatar hasn't done that well on stats, so I want to drop Tatar down to the second line here, give Teuvo Teravainen a chance, even though his stats aren't really the best either. So a first line not looking that good, 85, 85, 86, but I guess we'll see how it ends up going. There's not going to be that many like changes really. So we're offensively kind of struggling here. Even though it says our offense is 90 overall, we don't have any big guns up here. But soon to be possibly, with Lindholm, Teravainen, all these guys growing and getting better, and plus Nolan Patrick and Maxime Comtois coming over to Carolina, definitely making the future look bright. I just want to see how fast we can grow this to being a Stanley Cup team. So it does look like so far that we are going to be in the future, we are getting ready to be a Stanley Cup team. But it's just how fast. We want it to be a lot faster than what it is going right now. My goal is to go as fast as possible. So hopefully we will be able to do a little bit better. We've got our goalies coming up. We've got a lot of offense coming up. Our defense, we might have to get some. All we have is just these guys here right now, and maybe some of the defense in the AHL might be able to come up and maybe take Carrick's spot if he doesn't start growing here soon. So there you go. That's our line so far. I'm gonna try and go for a playoff spot. What that would require is to win like at least 15 of these last 82 games. I do not think we can do it, but we can always try. So 15 out of the 20 games. Hopefully, if we can do that, we should be good. Trade deadline's upon us. I don't really think we are. Actually, I could make a trade since we didn't save after the trade deadline. I could end up trying to trade to Tatar because he's only got 1 year anyway. I think I only signed him to 1 year, so I could try to trade Tatar. Yeah, that was a big free agent signing just because we needed to get rid of some salary cap space. So, I can try to trade Tatar for somebody better. Hopefully they don't. Last part is me finding it, but right now we have. So in this trade, our 4-year pickup Thomas Tatar from the free agency actually gave us a lot of trade value. So trading him away with Nedeljkovic and Helvig over to the Phoenix Coyotes for Jacob Chychrun, who is going to basically be playing our third line, 19 medium elite, and grow us in the future with Magnus Heilberg. Used to be a Milwaukee Admirals goalie. I watched him play once. 80 overall, 26, so he's going to be a good backup goalie. Plus, I'm giving somebody that we weren't even signed yet, Jeremy Helvig. I don't really need him. And 2 third-round picks. So I will have to call up McGinn to the NHL. And that goes through. So in the future, we will have a really stud up there. Auto fixed roster, but now I need to go into the lines and make sure that he didn't do anything that I didn't want. So he has Tara Fleury to be taken off. I want Carrick. I want to trade him out for Carrick. He is down in the AHL right now, so I need to go send down Carrick and bring up so send down Carrick. Or I could just keep Carrick here because I don't think I have the salary cap right now. I'll bring up both of them. Because BX can probably sit if I can't send down Carrick. See if I can send down Carrick. No, I can't send him down. So I'll just have both those guys just kind of sitting there. So Carrick, he didn't have the best stats. I want this guy to get the time. Chentron, he will end up being basically a Dougie Hamilton, medium elite and a low elite. So both those guys are growing. Took a little bit of offense away, but that should be fine. Oh, and I gotta fix the defense here because I brought up him. Put in Mikola. Alright, that's what I wanted. Extras. Extra attacker. I want... this is AHL. I don't really care too much. Put in Mercer. Alright. So, big changes. It's a young team. Just making them even younger. Any last things for trade deadlines? Okay, so Jerry Hoodler, I only got him for 1 year, I think, or I got him from the free agent market, so I could end up, I am way below salary cap still. Jerry Hoodler, I'm gonna have to get rid of him sooner or later, so maybe I can use his trade value and get somebody that is a little bit more worth the while to get him. Lindholm, I think Jerry Hoodler is going to have to stay on the Carolina Hurricanes for this. So we'll ride him out or whatever. That's what we've got. We were able to get I have to upgrade the arena facilities real quick. Upgrade, maintain. I'll do the suites. I'll do the parking lots. Alright, so defense ended up coming down a little bit because of that. Our offense ended up coming down a little bit because of that. I think we should, like, I'm gonna have it decided by how our first few games go. So, Jerry Hoodler, our best offensive player at 86 right now. So, offense, we have, like, some depth, but we have no big guys up front yet. We'll be in later stages in a few years, but no big guys yet. Chris Russell, Hamilton, like literally 88 is our best guy right now. 88 Corpusalo, Magnus Hellberg. Oh yeah, I want to make sure that all those players that I have that I want. Gustafsson, Bennington, to get another. No, Muse, I don't want him playing. So Gustafsson's coming up, 19 years of age. He's coming up, and he's going to be a good goalie. Plus, I've got that other guy, so I might even have another goalie that I could trade off. I might be able to just trade Gustafsson because I've got that other goalie coming up. So, actually, you know, I could try to get Jerry Hoodler for a few of these guys real quick, just so we can make that playoff run, possibly. I don't know if we will be able to, but we can at least try. Give them 2 third rounds in order to get that to go through. So, it went through. Okay. All right. So, Jerry Hoodler, Althuller for Strome, a prospect, and Shane Doan. So, we have even more roster space available. Our salary is just not... We are just having problems with our low salary right now in the system. Who's our goalies in the system? Fitzpatrick, Gustafsson, Bennington. Alright, so I'll have Gustafsson and Bennington be goalies. I'll need to get Jerry Hoodler. Who's the guy that I used to... Shane Doan. Substitute that dude. But I'm going to put him... and put Nordstrom... No, I want Lindholm. Lindholm up on first line. Teravainen and Rask. So this guy can get replaced by... Where's my other guy? Was he right wing? Oh, he was a center. Yeah, he's a center. Alright, so he's a center. Bickle can go back over there where he should have been. So, 20 years old, medium elite, 80 overall, Dylan Strome. This guy will grow up big too. Alright, cool. So we got Yuri Hoodler out. So 85s all across the board for the first line. So not looking good for our offense. But our defense, still not looking that good. But we are a young team, so I'm definitely assuring that we will make multiple playoff runs in the next few years. So basically what I just did there is we are making definitely probably making a playoff run in the next year or two. So it may not be this year. We can try for this year, but we might be able to make a playoff run next year. Oh, one thing I wanted to do, I'll cut this out of the video. You won't hear me saying this because I'm going to cut this out of the video. Audio visual settings. Menu music volume. There you go. Cool. No menu music volume. That's what I want. I don't want any like background noise going on. Alright. Checkers have a playoff spot here. Alright, so 89 offense, 88 defense, 89 goalie. It's pretty even across the board, and we are growing in every single category right now. So, hold up. I'm going to save. Make sure none of these changes, in case EA decides to freeze, none of these changes are going to be affected in any way. So, in case it does freeze, we can just head back to that point instead of going all the way back to the draft of this year. That would have been bad. All right, cool. So, bunch of trades made at the trade deadline. I'm going to cut this video right here. I will get up another video in a few days. I'll upload it a few days after this one. I'll probably record it just after this, but I'll upload it a few days after this one. So, big trades. Trying to go for a playoff run. Hopefully we can do it. I don't think we can do it this year, but I'm definitely assuring in the next coming years we are getting a playoff run. Definitely. We have some players that are definitely going to come up and become really good players. We have a ton of prospects on this team now. So definitely going to be a really good team the next few years.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through.